Hey everybody, this is Sam Shiu from Sam Shiu Hobby and Sam Shiu Figure blogs over at Blogger. Today I wanted to show you off the Soul of Popynica Kaneda's bike from the movie Akira. So this is one of the most iconic automobile mechanical, things from movie animation, Japanese animation. So this is like I said, Kaneda's bike. So my first look at the box, it's a great way to show off what's in it. It shows all the pieces right here inside. The motorcycle, of course, Kaneda himself. So we got the Kodansha's sticker to show this was all legit. I did get the second hand from Mandrake, which is stored over in Japan, but I got it in perfect condition when it arrived, minus the twist ties that comes within. So right here we have where it says Kaneda's bike, and it shows the kind of specs of the motorcycle itself, like the length, ground clearance and all that. So this was released back in 2004 on the Soul of Popynica's line. Here we go. This is kind of like a synopsis, sets up where where we are and kind of like what happened in the movie. And on the back here we have some photos, and it has a window where it shows where there's no pieces on it, and it kind of explains it has like a naked style that you can choose to not have pieces or to have the pieces on. It does have working suspension right here from the front fork. Also in the rear wheel it has suspension as well. They give you Kaneda, you can't really do much with him besides, setting him on there. At the bottom, just some stuff you can call. So, like I said, first take on the actual box, well put together. I'm excited to pop this boy open, so let's get it open. So, what's inside the packaging is this flyer from Steam Boy, which is another one of Katsuhiro Otomo's work. Here we got steamboy.net. You can check it out. This is a really fantastic movie when it came out. It still is. I still love it. It's really good. Maybe if you're a steampunk fan, you probably might like it. And also it comes is the, little manual. It has a few shots here of the motorcycle, naked style, without anything on, and with everything on and how it looks. It's pretty accurate to the movie. Here you have Kaneda on it, and there's more stats on the actual motorcycle, and then also here in Japanese. And on the other side, it shows the instructions of how you go about putting on the pieces. It shows all the pieces that can pop off and go on. It shows where the kickstand is, how you can lift up the bars, and how to put Kaneda on it, and all the more pieces that can come off, and the headlight lamp. And also those extra pieces where you can still kind of have like half pieces on but still show the insides. So let's get into the motorcycle. Alright, let me shift around here. Alright, so here we have Kaneda. That's all he really does, is he's absolute still. So that's all you're going to get. Not really movable. Feels like his glove's loose. Anyways, I'm not going to mess with that. So here's Kaneda in his typical jacket and biker uniform, and on the back it says, "Good for your health, bad for education," with a capsule, since he's the leader of his biker gang. Alright, so let's set him over to the side. Now let's pop this out. Here we go. So, has a little bit of weight to it with all the metal pieces. First reaction I had when I took this out is this motorcycle is fantastic. It's iconic. I'm a fan of the movie, fan of the manga, fan of all of his work mostly. It's a really good representation of the motorcycle. It's not as big as the recent release from Project BM, where Medcom and Bandai put together the motorcycle, and also the Kaneda doll, I should say. That motorcycle is a lot. It's more expensive. I think it's a 1/7 scale, so it's about like this big. it has kind of like the same idea of the insides as well, but the wheels inside light up around the edge, and this lights up, and his console lights up with that motorcycle. This one, unfortunately, will not light up. So here we have all the electronics and stuff, and here's the other side, and there you can see where it has working suspension right there, and this does turn. And here's the back wheel. It has suspension to 2, and the wheels are rubber, and they do spin. Here's the pedals. They do move a little bit, and this part can pop up, and you can pop that off to show the metal there. And so here, this is what it would look like. You can pop this off if it comes off. Whenever it wants to come off. I guess this doesn't want to come off. Alright, but yeah, so here we go. So all these pieces kind of just pop off. They have like their little, like a cap, so they kind of just like pop in the hole. Nothing too fancy. There's the kickstand, and finish popping this off. Before you pull this off, just so you don't break anything, you do have to pull off both of these sides, because this right here holds this together, and once you have both sides off, it just kind of slides right off the top, and so you can kind of see the metal part here. And here, let me release this other wheel hub, and there we go. That's pretty much what the motorcycle looks bare, you know, all the way around, which is pretty awesome. Of course, the wheel, it does pop up, so Kaneda can sit inside his bike. Let's bring over more light over here. There we go. So that's what it looks like. He kind of just sits there. This right here, this lamp can fold up, down. So here we go. And you also got this option part where you can put this in place than the one that it was originally came with. And with this one, it doesn't have the kind of the plastic window. So if you just don't want the plastic window on, but I do like the plastic window, so I'm going to put the plastic window back on. So here it is. And then, of course, you got these extra pieces here. So you have this, which is one solid piece, right? And this one is in 2 separate pieces. So you can kind of just pop this off, and instead of putting the whole thing and covering the entire innards, you can just pop this one on, so you kind of like have half on, but still can see where the suspension works right here. And I'll pop this back on. But I like the full look, so until I decide I want everything back on. So I'm going to pop everything back on here. There we go. This is pretty, I mean, it's pretty easy to put everything back on. This is the first Soul of Popynica, I guess, I don't know, figure or die-cast model. I don't really know how to exactly explain it. Let me get this piece way over here. This one goes right here. Here's the, let's set this down real quick. Ooh. Hope these pieces aren't getting loose already. There we go. It just pops right in. Finally, these 2 pieces, which goes here and here. Oh, and last but not least, this one. Like I said, you gotta be somewhat gentle with this. I'd hate for you to scratch this red paint. It's pretty awesome. So that's the motorcycle right there. And with Kaneda on it. And you can pop this down if you want. go. And there we go. Kaneda's motorcycle from the movie Akira. I recommend getting it if you can find it. Most places that originally sold it have been out of it for a while. You can probably maybe find it on Amazon or places where collectors, I guess, gather and sell what they have. I haven't seen somebody selling this over at figure.fm, so I don't think I would bother going over there. And everything that works. Its original list price was 6,500 yen, so it's about almost 80 bucks now. I got it actually about that price. Most of the time you're gonna find it on eBay for, I think, the cheapest at like 100, maybe, if you're lucky. But most of the time they're selling it for like $100 with $35 shipping and handling. So you still can somewhat find them on eBay, but they're going to be a little more than what they originally went for. I recommend getting it. It's a fantastic replication of the motorcycle. It's not going to be as large as the BM Series 1, but this is definitely well worth it. I'm probably going to look into other pieces from that line that Bandai has created from the Soul of Popynica series. I definitely recommend getting this if you can get it, though. It's definitely a step up from the McFlurry figure that came, and I'll show you in another video of that. But definitely worth it. And let's pop the kickstand down so I can stand them up here. There we go. Turn it. There we go. Awesome. Really amazing. I like it a lot. Alright, thanks for taking a look.